Welcome to the Got Invention Show. I'm your host, Brian Freed, and our guest is Tarkan Bastiyali from Bastiyali Inventions. Welcome to the show, Tarkan.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing today, Tarkan?
I'm fine, enjoying the beautiful sunny day in New York.
And I see, is that the Empire State Building behind you? I know it's a little peak. I saw before we started the show, but you're right behind. You're right by the Empire State Building.
Well, we're currently in a thing called the Midtown Loft and Terrace, which I founded in 2005. And together with my sister, we run the business and we run our family-owned building right here on Fifth Avenue.
And you have a very interesting background also, Tarkan. Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Germany, but lived most of my life in the US, so I'm half German, half Turkish, and I go to visit both countries usually every year. Well, I used to, and I love Europe, so I feel very European, even though I live in the U.S.
Very nice. And you're a very active inventor. You've run businesses before, and you're running the Manhattan loft there, and you have a handful of inventions. And I see one right behind you. Maybe we could get started with that. So why don't you show us what you have there, Tarkan?
Yes, this is Smart Sanitizer. And this product was introduced to me by a friend in Turkey since he knew I was an inventor and I couldn't improve the product. So together with my wife and Michael Healy, who's an expert on apps, we improved the product and we made it so much better than what was originally proposed to me. For example, let me demonstrate how it works. So you first put your phone in it, then you put your hands in it, and then you can watch the ad. While you're watching the ad, in a 10-second time, the light changes from blue to green. And green means go, and it's all sanitized. You can now just change colors. So let's say you're in a shopping mall. After doing that, you have a clean phone, and you're ready to go.
So this is perfect timing, Tarkan. Everybody's into keeping sanitized. And when you go into the stores right now, if they have something, it's like on the stick, you have like the electronic one, the automatic one, or you have one that you have to squeeze down. But what you've done is you've worked with the inventor from Turkey to actually build a business with it. And it's something that not only do you sanitize your hands, but you sanitize your phone. It seemed like it took about 10 seconds. And while you're watching it, while you're sanitizing, you're actually watching an ad. So you took the product and you also created a business out of it, an advertising business.
That's correct. My wife is actually running the business from A to Z, and we made a profit center for supermarkets where we share the revenue, and consumers, even let's say in the supermarket, they can take a picture of the coupon code and save money, something that doesn't exist. Right now it's all on paper. We want to move it to a digital. And we also, the company called Smart Sanitizer, we also came up with the hand sanitizer that you just plug in the wall on a console of a table. Let's say the hotels now have those Purell bottles that you got to refill with batteries, and somebody has to come around and put the liquid in. So with the product that we have, it will just, via the app, it will just send a reminder to the establishment, like which floor the sanitization is low. And it doesn't need any batteries, you just plug it in the wall. And the other great thing we're doing as an extra revenue, we're also selling our own liquid that only fits in the machine. And it also has a really nice aroma smell. And this is something my wife created. And my wife also designed this machine and made it very inviting. So everybody would want to like come close to it. It just feels clean and nice. And she did a great job with the logo, and we filed for trademarks for that as well. And it looks like it's going to get approved. And when the pandemic started, I was actually very surprised that the domain name was available, smartsanitizer.com, and I quickly purchased it. And
congratulations. Well, you have a finished product there. This isn't a prototype. So you have a product that actually functions where it sanitizes your hands. You put your hands in, it sanitizes your phone, and you have an advertising space there that you can sell advertisements on and generate revenue for whoever the kiosk is in, whatever retailer it's in. Plus, you also are advertising on motorsports, right? You're in NHRA and you're also in NASCAR, right?
yes, that's correct. We're very happy to have Justin Ashley drive the Smart Sanitizer car, and have beautiful pictures on my Instagram page.
Well, that's Bastiyali. That's Bastiyali Inventions on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, you can see a lot of pictures and videos of the races, and it's really amazing and exciting.
Congratulations. And the app is unbelievable, where when it's low, it's actually notifying the user or the store owner that it's low and it needs to be refilled. That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that one you partnered with somebody in Turkey, their invention, and from the business side of it, you kind of are managing that with you and your family and some other members of your company, and you're working on all these other inventions. So before we leave the smart sanitizer, so what's in store for that? What's next, and what's the big picture for that one, Tarkan?
Well, we're hoping together with Michael Healy. We've partnered with him, who's helping us with the app and the business, and we're hoping to get into a lot of retail chains, and I think they'll be happy to offer something safe to their customers and make it really a win-win for everybody.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on that. So I know that you have a bunch of other inventions, and we want to be able to show the viewers what else you're working on and what you've invented and what you're up to. I know you have several patents under your belt, and I know that there's others that are filed. So why don't we keep going? Why don't you show us the next invention that you have?
Sure. Everybody listed on my site, Bastiyali Inventions, and I have a video for each product. And my style is that I like to show a story and a new idea. And I would like to start with the first video concept called a moving hologram ad. And I have an approved patent for this. Let me share the video with you.
And you were saying that this invention, Smart Sanitizer, and the other ones are on Bastiyali Inventions. So on your name is your last name. So Bastiyali Inventions.com.
That's correct.
Okay.
There's a video idea. So this is my anchor idea, approved patent. And what's going on here is that the taxi driver is downloading the ads, and they're all in a nice order. See, every hour is different time slot. And the great thing about this, even startup companies will have an opportunity to get into advertising this because it will be so affordable. They can get in the off-peak times, for instance. Now that you can see the driver is using the Wi-Fi hotspot, is downloading the ads from the phone to a 3D fan that's able to produce a frame 30 seconds per minute. And so now what you're watching is the first ad in the order. So this is based in London. I traveled all over the world, and London's one of my favorite cities. The next scene here, this is so the driver won't see the ad. And there's two options. One are glasses or glare. The concept you're watching now is called interactive hologram ad, where the passenger can interact with the ad. As you see here, the passenger is raising the ad, adding special effects. And now there's a surprise photo, and she can share it with friends on social media.
Wow. So what you're saying is that the driver downloads the app, and the user can download the app, and they can have access to take control of the ad and the hologram that's above the vehicle.
Right. Well, there's a GoPro camera to record the ad, and then the driver will see it on the screen and can share with friends and interact with it. And these are some other scenes. This is my other idea of New Manhattan. It doesn't exist. It's a sailing community. So the idea is here, these two guys, they're really into the America's Cup, so they're wearing the Poland shark shirts. And here you can see the America's Cup ad projected above the car, the taxi.
Wow.
This is one of my favorite scenes. So with 28 fans or multiple fans, I'm not sure how many are on here, you can create a large 4K image, I calculated. So in this ad, this is a gym boat, and you can see that there's 1,000 people by the bridge. So now they're going to bike harder, and watch what happens next. Everybody sees it.
Wow. So that's on the boat. It's passing by, and it's generating this 3D hologram.
Yeah.
So you showed it on the car. You showed it on the boat.
Right. Now I'm going to show another concept. This doesn't exist. I go to Turkey a lot, so I build a park bridge, and these are zip lines, so you can zip from Europe to Asia, and then watch. And what I'm showing, like the next scene, you can have it on a drone. You'll see that pretty soon. I created all this with my animator person, and on a blimp, you can see.
So you have this patented, Tarkan.
Yeah. So it works. The approved patent is for anything that moves. And a patent is listed on my website as well. So I call it Moving 3D Hologram Ad. And
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what are you doing with this now, Tarkan? What stage are you at with this invention?
I'm just waiting to get a few claims approved where the fan will spin sideways, and then I'm going to, there's one other company, it looks like they're planning to do it, and maybe get in touch with them and work out a deal. Great.
Well, that's really interesting. So hopefully we can see that, whether you're going to license it or you're going to start, that's another business where you're actually going to be selling advertising space, and you have an app, you have some things to develop there as well. But it seems like you're on your way, and it sounds like you already captured the IP, the intellectual property on that. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's next? You're a busy guy, and there's a lot of inventions. Yeah. What else you want to show the viewers?
I mean, what's next is the Smart Safe. It's on my website.
Okay. We have it on the screen, so you're sharing it with us.
Oh, great. That's perfect. Let me just play it from the beginning of the video.
Okay.
Sorry. So I'll show you just the first minute and 24 seconds, and the viewers can watch the rest of it.
So while it's starting here, why don't you tell us what it's about?
Well, the main idea is that the car does not start unless the phone is in the console, kind of like a smart start system. And it doesn't just work with the phone. In the future, people are going to have glasses, and they're going to be running like data on their glasses. They're going to be a big liability. So I created also a verification system as well. And so this is how it is. You just push the button, and it sends a text message to the phone. And then you hit yes, and it verifies the phone with the safe. And then once it opens up, the phone goes in it. And while it's in there, it's soundproof, has UV lighting, it's radiation free, and then you can start the car. That's the main idea.
Wow. Well, Tarkan, while we're looking at this, what inspired you for this invention, the Smart Safe?
What inspired me? I don't know. I was in the office, and there was a safe, and I felt like the people in my office, I suffer from tinnitus, and I was away from the office for a long time, a sound in my ear. When I came back to the office, I saw my employees on the phone a lot. I said, why not just lock it away in the safe? And I took the idea further. Why not just lock it away in the car and save lives? So
well, that's a good reason to come up with it, for sure.
And another cool feature, when you get near your house and full automation, will turn off the alarm system, even turn on the fireplace, and open the garage door with the sensor.
And you have a patent on this invention also?
Yes, it's an approved patent, and it's on my website. So,
and what stage of the process are you in right now? Because it looks like you have an animated video for the concept. So what are you doing with it now?
I'm contacting manufacturers, and I'm just moving up the ladder and hoping to get a license down the road. And
Okay.
that's the plan.
And do you see this play as a licensing like to call up companies that are car manufacturers, or do you plan on manufacturing it yourself and have, let's say, possibly like, or even a licensing opportunity where it's an add-on to a car? Where do you envision the product?
I see it something that can be built out when you're buying the car. So because you want to keep the interior, the fabric, everything should match. So when you're adding all your extras, you can just add the smart safe to it. And insurance companies, I'm sure, will give a discount to those that go along with the smart safe. So
and I'm sure
a lot of money.
And I'm sure you've put a lot of thought into the features of it. So what are some of the quick features that are, so let's say I have this smart safe in my car. What is it going to, once I put my phone in, what is it going to do for me?
Well, it has UV lighting to sanitize it. And even has sockets for navigation. So you can have Amazon Alexa, or you can just use, or most cars now have a navigation integrated on the screen. So, but I do see it in the high-end car market as well, or even an aftermarket where they can even build something you can put in, swap out a console as well.
Well, right now, many cars have the autoplay and the Android connection. So you kind of just attach it to a USB. If you end up having, let's say, your port, almost like this docking station that has multifunction, perhaps one of the car manufacturers would want to put this in, or all of them would want to license it.
You just swap out the charger. So while it's in there, it charges your phone, whether it's an Android or an Apple or any other phone.
Great. So it looks like you have a little work to do on that, but you're well on your way, and you have the concept and the intellectual property already. So keep us posted on that one for sure.
Thank you. I will.
And what's next?
Well, the next one is the phone storage cabinet. It's on my website.
Okay, and we're sharing the website now so we can take a look at it online. And this one it's called, what is this? The phone storage?
Yeah, the phone storage.
Okay. While you're setting it up, why don't you tell us about it?
Sure. Basically, the phone. You see the screen, or?
Yep, we see this. We see the front of your website. Yep.
So the top, you have the hologram. By the way, this is how one of the patents look like. They're on my website. That's the smart safe.
Okay.
You can just see how it looks. And let me just go down to the storage phone storage locker. So this product is very multifunctional. It's my first patent. It can be in the schools where students check in their phones and assign slots. And let's say 5 minutes before 1, it will shut off the phone, enticing the student to put it in there. And while it's in there, it's charging and has UV lighting to disinfect. I can see it in the workplace where you can see you have 2 timers. Let's say people have lunchtime, 12 here and 1 o'clock here. Those that have the 12 o'clock lunch slot, they'll be able to get their phones during that time, and 1 o'clock at their time, and it counts down. Because a lot of employees are on their phone during when they should be working in the office, and I find it very disrespectful and rude for the business owner. So it's great to have them locked away. And in the retail stores, people, let's say you're going shopping, let's say you're going to the movie theater, you're not supposed to be on it anyway, so you just check it in the cabinet and then assign slot.
Very interesting.
And while it's in there, the recipient will get a message saying the time when the movie is over, when you can get your get your phone back. And on the website, I also want to show you a catalog, a brochure on the product that I created. And you can even see it will be great for the dating world because nobody talks anymore. Now they can check it in the restaurant. So.
And is this locker going to come in different sizes?
Well, this is what I came up with. The other product, that's something different. It wasn't approved, but I have a patent approval on this larger product here.
Okay. And is this a moneymaker for, let's say, the movie theaters or a business owner?
Yes, for sure, because they can just charge per the slots. Like, I calculated the cabinet could generate like maybe 15,000 a month, something like that. If you charge $2 for each one with kind of changing all the time, you know. So it definitely saves money for the establishment.
And where are you right now with this invention?
I'm talking to some companies that may license it, but we'll see how it goes, you know.
And these companies that you're talking to, they're companies that have either vending machines or storage lockers, or what's your target?
Well, they build cabinets and they have the capability of manufacturing and selling it, and hoping to get royalties. So that's
okay. And do you have the pictures that are on your website? Are those actual? Is that an actual prototype or a concept drawing?
That's
we didn't hear you, Tarkan. What? I'm sorry. If you could just repeat that.
Yeah, that just reflects what's on the patent, as you see here. It looks
Got
like
it. Okay. All right. And you still continue to invent. So what's the next one that you want to share with us?
The next one I'd like to share is something my wife and I are very passionate about, is the Reserve My Lounger. And the main idea is you can reserve the lounge chair. Hold on, let me just stop it and put it on mute. But
yeah, well, I think on your website, it's not on YouTube, so it's not going to be able to mute. But why don't you keep that picture up and show us what?
Yeah, let me just explain the picture.
That would be great.
Correct. So the product, this is way in the future where people are going to check in their phones, because there'll be a smart safe and a non-smart safe section, meaning people who are on technology a lot and they want to break from their phone, they can check it in, put their valuables. But if they want to continue to be on it like people are in our current generation, I'm offering them even a solar panel and USB ports, so they'll always be charged and play whatever they want. And the other concept is I'm also offering the concept where it's a half-day beach, half-day pool. You can get the front row, and when you're arriving at, let's say, the beach, a bottle of champagne will be waiting for you. And I'm currently building an app, and I'm hoping to showcase this to all the hotels in the US and the world. And I think they'll like the idea versus just throwing down a towel in the morning.
And your patent pending. So the patent that you filed is for the lounge chair and the whole experience of reserving the lounger?
Well, the patent I filed was mainly to tie in the concept of reserving a chair over an app. It's not approved, but I'm still going to launch the app anyway, because I think there's a big market for it. And we'll see what happens. But it'll be best to have both an approved patent and the business, just to make it more credible, and will help a lot more if that's the case.
Do you have any others to show us?
I have one more product. It's called Reserve My Buoy. It's very similar to the lounge idea. And there's an awesome video you can watch during your time. And I came up with the idea of the smart pull. So you stick it right in, and then you turn it and you pull it up, and it snaps back in like a seatbelt, and it changes colors. So right now so on the app, it'll tell you like green means it's available, red means it's booked. And I came up with this idea because I used to rent a motor yacht or a sailboat in Croatia every year for like 5 years in a row. And oftentimes we get locked out of the bay, we arrive late. And with my concept, people can reserve the morning at any day they want. Remember, every year the number of boats increase, but the geography stays the same. So with this concept, you'll have an awesome vacation because you'll be able to secure your slip in the bay, and has a smart pull where you turn it and pull it up. It's all on the video.
And this is in process now also, right?
Yes, there's just a patent filed for the concept, and I haven't really done much since I'm so busy with the other projects, but I plan to get to it.
Okay. Any others, or we want to focus on you?
I'm filing for another really big project, and I'm going to release the concept on my social media site on Instagram, Bastiyali Inventions, and I'm hoping a lot of people will be excited to watch the new video.
Tarkan, you're a very busy guy and a very busy inventor, and you're working on multiple inventions at the same time. Did you think that when was really, I know you mentioned with your experience that you had in your ear, that kind of triggered this whole innovation side of you, but did you ever think that you were going to be an inventor?
No. I came down with tinnitus after getting off the flight, and it's a horrible hissing sound in my ear. So for 6 years, I really was unable to even work. I was seeing acupunctures 3 times a week. It was many sleepless nights, and eventually I just came across the idea of streaming cricket sound of cricket sounds and combining it with some medical sounds and making like the ultimate medical sound. So I pretty much was able to retrain the brain with the medical sound, and I'm happy to even share the information with other tinnitus sufferers, and maybe it will help them as well. And after that experience, I began the whole inventing experience. I went from one concept to the other, and I think I came up with the Hologram Ad when I was just on the beach in Miami. When I was drafting the script for the Smart Safe, I was thinking, what's the best way of showing the Midtown Loft? Why not a hologram over a bus going over the FDR, futuristic one, and so the whole city can see it. And that's how it started. And
very interesting.
But you can do it. Anything.
Yeah. It seems like many of your inventions, like, I mean, you showed us several of them, but the couple first ones are about sanitizing. Are you into, like, before the whole pandemic, were you a germ freak?
No. It was just a pure coincidence that I just happened to have claims for the cabinet and for the smartphone of UV lighting in there. And it's only going to help my chances of getting a license now because it's all filed already.
Absolutely. It's like you were intuitive with like people wanting to keep clean. And unfortunately, it was an experience like what's happened still, hopefully it'll go away soon. But just to be able to know that your patents are covering different sanitizing type of sanitizers. And I mean, you already have the intellectual property on it. So you have the machine behind you, and you have the phone sanitizer in the machine, and the phone sanitizer in the car. You have a good start there.
Thank you. Try my best.
Tarkan, so there's many inventors that are listening, that are watching you, and you're serial inventor, you could call yourself at this point, having so many different inventions. But there's people out there that are listening that maybe they had an idea at some point in their head, or maybe they're somewhere along the way with their invention. You have a fully functioning product behind you the smart sanitizer. And it's not only a product, it's a business experience also for advertising. Why don't you tell the listeners and the viewers out there, give us some words of wisdom about if you come up with an idea or if you're in the middle of working on your idea, tell us what to do to keep moving our ideas forward.
I mean, I recommend to keep going, even if you run a company that maybe you felt scammed you. Just believe in yourself and go with your gut instincts and keep being positive and don't let others try to deter you, and I think that's really important, to just follow your dream and what you believe in.
That's great. That's great advice. And one thing that you were mentioning is to make sure that you do your research and you do diligence, right?
Yes, unfortunately, there are a lot of scam companies out there, and they ruin it for those who have a great idea. And you just have to find the right people, the people they're out there. There's some good people out there. You just have to find them, and to, if you have a great idea, and I'm sure it'll go somewhere if you pitch it the right way. So.
For sure. Well, thank you for that advice, Tarkan. And your website, Tarkan, is
www.bastiyaliinventions.com. And remember, each video that I created, I tell a story, and it's very entertaining, and I recommend watching all of them.
And you have your patents on there. You have a lot of activity going on your website. Again, Tarkan, congratulations. We wish you all the best. I'm sure you'll be on again sometime, and you're going to have 5 more inventions or 6 more inventions to show us. You're in that zone of coming up with them, and not only to come up with the new ones, but to see the success that you're having and you're going to have with the ones that you're working on. Congratulations, Tarkan.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you.
Great. And if you'd like to be a guest, you can go to gotinventionshow.com. Thank you very much, and keep on inventing.